Okay, what kind of ratchet-ass, raggedy-ass motherfucking gas station doesn't have motherfucking grape soda? What the fuck?
Thralls! Balls! They're everywhere!
Thralls Balls. The World of Warcraft podcast with a dirty mind and a clean behind. With your host, Wooly. What's up, guys? I am Wooly, and this is... How am I forgetting the name of my own fucking show? Thralls Balls. It's been a hell of a day, y'all. We're recording on Mother's Day, so I got my mom her candy, and she enjoyed the candy, and everything's good to go. I'm actually today joined by my friend and guildie from Collected Company on Proudmoore-US, Bentolas, or is it Bentolas? I never fucking knew, and I asked you the other day, and you said, just call me what you want. So, hey, fuckhead, how you doing?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me on the show. And you could just do Bent or Bentolas. Doesn't really matter to me.
No, I think I like fuckhead.
Okay, fuckhead works.
No, I'm joking. I'll call you Bent. So...
But I like fuckhead.
Well, now I don't want to do it. Damn. So, for anybody who's wondering, yeah, I have been asking people for, I've been wanting a co-host for a while, and Bent has been gracious enough to come on the show today and see how well that might work out. So, for now, it's just a guest spot, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how it works out. Bent, I know you've been playing today. I haven't, but what have you been up to in WoW this past week?
So I've actually been working on a new character.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Fire Mage. It's a lot of fun, but of course, I fucking pick a character, and it's gonna get nerfed to the ground in 9.1. So I've been doing that, and little Mythic Plus on my Rogue and Shaman. And then just chilling. Other than that, it's kind of that, mid-patch pull, lull. There's really not a lot going on, and the guild, half the guild is playing other games, the other half are playing Horde, and I just refuse to play Horde right now.
Shit. We'll get to that later, because that's one of the questions I have for you later, is along those lines. But yeah, that sounds I don't know. The Discord has been pretty quiet for the most part, and there's this little conversation that'll come up, and then it'll fizzle out. And then somebody will express a totally valid frustration, and other people will get their panties in a wad and get kicked out of the server. You know, that old chestnut.
Yeah, it sounds like a weekly occurrence for us, huh?
Well, I don't know if we've had that on a weekly occurrence, but anyway, not to air our dirty laundry or anything. So you've just been playing those other characters. You did a key on your rogue and all that.
Yeah, I got 4 done on my Shaman. I tried to do an 18 on my, for the viewers
18,
I made.
fuck.
Yeah, I do an Outlaw Rogue main. It didn't go that well, put it that way.
Well,
But,
it's higher than anything I've run this expansion. Actually, ever.
Yeah, 18s, they're pretty, I'm actually impressed. It's the highest I've gotten too, but I'm not too experienced in WoW. I'm sure you have a lot more than me, so.
Well, I mean, the highest key I've ever done is a 15. And that was in Legion.
Oh, wow. I don't even know what Mythic Plus was like in Legion.
More or less what it is now. Just, people still got all up on their nuts about fucking Raider IO. And okay, may I say, such a useful tool that is the biggest pain in the dick, and I hate it. Fucking hate it.
Well, they're actually implementing in 9.1 a WoW version of IO, so maybe it'll be a little bit better. But it's good in a way and it's bad in a way, because listen, I'm doing a 15 key. I need a way to quickly go through a bunch of information and determine who's good enough or who's got the ability to run my keys. So I do like it, but I also agree with you at some point. How are you gonna get experience if you're not allowed to run these higher keys? So.
Yeah, my problem with it is going to come from the people who think they're hot shit for being super exclusive about who they're letting into their fucking, +4 or whatever. Seriously, applying to Pug Mythic Plus groups on, a low key and getting denied because my IO sucks, just fuck that. I'd rather fuck a blender.
Well, I could definitely relate to that because I had that issue with my rogue when I first started running keys. But yeah, what I start doing, I just start doing my own keys, and I kind of, as long as they show the ability to just basically breathe, I let them come in.
Yeah, I just plain strongly prefer groups with people I know anyway. Like my anxieties about it aside, it's just more fun if it's people you know.
Oh yeah, and it takes the pressure off you. You don't have to worry about someone crucifying you because you make a mistake or something. But I will say, compared to some of the other games I play, the WoW community, at least the Alliance side, seems a lot more nicer than like League of Legends, League of Cancer.
Oh god, League of Legends is full of fucking assholes. And I have a few groups of friends IRL who they play a fair amount of League, but lately, this past like year or so, it's been all about Call of Duty Warzone, and I've been playing with them. But before that, they were all up on League's nuts, and they kept being like, "You should play," and I'd be like, "Haha, no, I don't want to."
Well, but, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. If you could get a group of 5 to play with you, you definitely should, because the game is a lot of fun. There's a lot of like strategy involved, and when you're playing with people as long as you guys aren't getting like toxic towards each other, because it really does bring out the word. Like I have people who are the nicest people in the world. They hop on that game, and 5 minutes later, they're telling some 12-year-old to kill himself. It's bad.
Yeah. Not to out my friend, so I won't say his name, but his main account got banned for being toxic, so he made an alt account that has the word toxic in the name. So I mean, he thinks it's funny. I think it's a little funny too, but just not my cup of tea. Anyway, thanks for asking what I've been up to in WoW. I'm just fucking with you. Honestly, mostly been playing my Horde Paladin. He is a Tauren Paladin. His name is Kovo. And with my Horde guild, we went into Castle Nathria normal. And more than half of us were under-geared, so we got like Shriekwing down, and that was about it. Didn't really go great, but I've definitely seen worse. Alliance side, my Warlock... Actually, the gear on my Warlock and the gear on my Paladin are probably now about even, so I really need to start hitting the books with my Warlock. Maybe I'll hit you up for a key or two.
Yeah. What spec are you playing on the Pally? You doing DPS, healing, tanking?
Ret on him. Like, I'm open to tanking, but the problem is the Horde Guild, Veterans of Far Realms, our raid days and times are Friday nights and Saturday nights, and I can't always commit to making the Fridays because of my work schedule. So I don't want to say, yeah, I'll tank, and then show up and can't do jack fuck.
Yeah, Yeah, you didn't screw over a whole bunch of fucking people. That's
right.
Yeah, but Ret's fun. Like I mean, in my experience, at least running like keys and even doing some pugging in raids on my shaman, Ret Paladins seem to do really well, and I think they're not much is changing. I think just right, they're Venthyr right now, and I think they're going Kyrian next year.
Yeah, Venthyr and Kyrian are kind of neck and neck on them. I went Kyrian on mine because my warrior's Venthyr. You know, I've seen my Alliance warrior. I've seen that side. I want to see another Covenant. So I went blue culty boys. And
there you go. Religious zealots!
And I gotta say, though, with like a somewhat limited understanding of the spec, combined with my gear being kind of low, I was 170 going into Nathria. I was about 5th on the charts, and everybody above me was like around 190 to 200, so I feel like I hung in pretty well. If I learn the spec a little better, get some more gear, I could probably just kick ass, let's say that.
Yeah, you'll be mythic rating. You'll be on, what is that guild called that gets world first? The one where the guy outed for being a bunch of rapists?
Oh, Fox News. No, that's Method GG,
that's right. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I mean, that's really good if you're 170 and you're 5th on the charts, you know, especially when you get gear and learn like actually what your buttons do. You'll fucking fly to the top easy.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky that I happen to have one of my best potency conduits already and at 200, so that was pretty good. Anyway,
what conduit is that?
I don't remember the name of it. I just remember that it was on Icy Veins, and I had it, and I'm like, rock on, I'll socket that bitch.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know the first thing about Paladin.
Yeah, I'd like to think I know a little bit, but I really don't. You know, I forgot the other thing I did this week is I finally unlocked the last of the allied races that I needed to get. I got the motherfucking, the Z Trolls, the Zandalari Trolls. I got that.
Oh. Apparently they're like one of the coolest like allied races, like in terms of customization. I know like some of them like Nightborn fucking blow.
They got some cool shit going on, and like my Tauren Paladin, he was a Blood Elf, and I was like, I want to race change him. Blood Elf is kind of wimpy. So I go and make him a big beefy Tauren, and my one guildie, Apple, who is an edgelord on the Horde side. Yeah, that's right, Apple, you're an edgelord. She doesn't listen to this, it's fine. She was like, you went and unlocked the trolls and then didn't make him a troll? Whack. Listen. I got no good reason. I really don't. I just like the cows. So
War Stomp, man.
You know, it's not even on my bars.
What? That's my favorite ability. Like, that's probably my favorite racial ability in the game.
I probably should put it on my bars, because, like, I have no shortage of interrupts, but I can always use another, you know? In a melee anyhow, so fuck it, I'm up in the fray.
Yeah, man, you get to stomp on people.
So, how about we move on to the part of the show I'm always the most excited for? Mixed Drink of the Week! Fuck yeah!
Oh, baby, I've been thinking about this ever since I found out it was coming on, so let's get to it.
Oh, hell yeah. So anyone who's been listening along knows that we're going backwards through the classes, alphabetical order, but through armor type. So we finished up Warlock last week, and now we are moving on to the Priest, specifically the Shadow Priest. Excuse me, I burped. So this drink is called the Shadow Fiend. Excuse me again. So I asked Bent to guess what is in the drink, and he's been thinking about it all week. Bent, what do you think is in a Shadow Fiend?
Alright, so I'm assuming with a Shadow Fiend, it's going to either be purple or green. And being that you did the Hand of Gul'dan and the Chaos Ball, I think it's going to be purple. So I'm going to say my first guess is the main, like the mixer, I guess, is either grape juice, grape soda, something along those lines. Maybe the blood of a local altar boy, since it's a priest.
Who told you that?
Oh.
Who fucking told you that?
Sorry, FBI agent listening.
Anyway, continue.
And then I'm trying to think. With that, I would say grape flavored vodka.
And
then
anything
Twizzlers.
else?
Twizzlers for like the little legs that are on the Shadow Fiend.
Oh my god. Okay, so you were basically 2/3 correct. I don't know how the fuck you did that. How did you guess the Twizzlers thing, though? Did I tell you that?
No, you didn't. I just guessed. I mean, I was thinking, because like the last drink you made was a diabetic attack. I'm like, Jesus, I had diabetes. Just listen.
Excuse me, that wasn't the last drink. That was the first drink. Wait, what was the last drink? The Affliction one. That was with
the Candid. No, was it?
Oh, that was the That was
It was the Chaos Bolt.
vodka,
like
orange
Fireball?
juice. No, the Chaos Bolt was the first one. And that was the
okay.
one with like the Skittles and all that.
Yeah, that was a diabetic attack one. So I know you like candy in your drinks, but yeah, Twizzler was just a wild shot.
Yeah, well, you almost nailed it. So basically, you got the mixer right. It was going to be just grape soda, but what kind of ratchet-ass gas station doesn't have fucking grape soda? So I got Grape Monster. Ooh. And the alcohol is an ice-cold shot of Jagermeister.
Oh my god.
Jagermeister, Meister Jager. And of course it's ice-cold because... Okay. I picked the Jager specifically because, 1, it fucks you up. 2, it's dark. 3, it's best served super cold, right? So I imagine the Void would be cold as fuck. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this bitch in there. I don't know if that even got picked up or not. Figure it out later. Ooh, I'm gonna save these and turn them into Christmas lights. Because I bought a whole package of the Jaeger shots.
Oh, those little bottles? The airplane ones?
Yeah. So now I'm gonna put in the grape monster. As soon as I can get my finger under the thing. Oh, baby.
Plan on sleeping tonight?
I need to. Because I gotta get up to go to the gym before work. Okay, so we've got Jaeger, we've got Monster. Now, the Twizzlers, I usually have a fork to stir my shit up, and I dropped it on the floor before we started recording. So the Twizzlers is actually that pull and peel kind. I wanted the purple ones, but I couldn't find them. So we're just gonna pretend it's the red ones. And I'm stirring it up with the Twizzler, and I'm pulling and I'm peeling. And it's just kind of like a garnish, you know? It's just gonna like hang over the edge of the cup. I should really start a Thrall's Balls Instagram and take pictures of the drinks and put them on there.
You should do that and then make like a liquor, like, you know, that World of Warcraft cooking book? You can make like a World of Warcraft like bartender book.
Something tells me I might get in trouble legally for doing that, but I'd do it. I'd totally do it. Oh my god, this looks exactly like I hoped it would. It looks like something crawling its way into our world.
Nice.
All
The
right.
Void.
Oh. Over the lips, through the gums, look out, asshole.
Best way to get drunk, man. Butt chug.
Quit butt chugging at the back of the bus. I may or may not have stolen that joke from Do Not Relent. So, what's up, guys? Actually, one of those guys, not the other two, so one of them, the one who matters, is on the Thrall's Balls Discord. Shout out to Immunization.
I see him there.
Yeah, so speaking of the Discord, by the way, guys, that drink is awesome. That is, again, a shot of Jaeger, some Grape Monster, garnished with pull and peel Twizzlers. Super simple, but pretty good. Anyway, speaking of the Thrall's Balls Discord, go ahead and join it, y'all. Come on, there's not a lot of people in there now, but the more are in there, the more expansive it can be, and we can talk about whatever random bullshit, and it'll be a good time. The link is found on the Twitter page, at ThrallsBallsPod. It's also in the show notes down, whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. So...
Can I post necrophilia stuff and promote your stuff?
No. Wait.
Why not?
No. Wait. Does it involve Sylvanas?
Oh, it involves Sylvanas and Bane.
Then is Bane dead or alive?
He's like dying. Put it that way. He's got like blood everywhere. He's a big sweaty mess too, because they were just battling.
I'll allow it. Gavel on the counter. So next week, the drink of the week is going to be, that was the Shadow Spec, and since we're moving backwards, next week is going to be purely on the other side. Holy. I can't wait for Discipline because I'm going to try to combine the two somehow. I don't know what yet is in a holy, I don't even know what to name it after. Like Flash of Light, that sounds stupid.
Oh, you have to put red wine in. Or is that
a Paladin?
Flash of Light is Pally, I think.
Somewhere Easy is crying. Easy from our Alliance Guild. Because we don't know priests at all. Anyway.
Oh, what about Power Word Infusion? Is that holy or is that Discipline?
What about Power Word Buttfuck?
Yeah. Power Buttfuck.
It's like a pneumatic hammer, you know? Getting a little off the rails here. Anyway, so I'm gonna eat a little bit of this. I just ate one of the Shadow Fiend's tendrils. I'm a monster.
Give you void power.
So let's move on to the WoW news. And y'all might have noticed I still don't have bumpers. It'll happen, all right? It'll happen. I promise. Power word buttfuck. Can I make that like the show title somehow? I don't know if I can put I don't know if I can put the word fuck in the episode title.
Well, what if you edited it out? Like, you know, I had like those, like, what are they called?
The stars.
Characters? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That'll work. Anyway, we got some stuff to talk about in WoW news. I had heard some whispers of this happening, but I hadn't really heard any details. On the 9.1 PTR, they now have enabled, I think they're enabled, Covenant assaults. Have you read any information about that or like heard about that? Because I didn't until today.
Yeah, I saw a little bit about it. I really didn't read that much into it, just because I actually despise hanging out in my Covenant. I feel like there's nothing to do there that's fun. It's not like.
Well, I don't think it's in the Covenant. I don't think it's in the Sanctum. Like it strikes me as like the how they described it on Wowhead was like the lesser visions in N'Zoth. Like, was it lesser visions? Minor assaults, not the lesser visions. God, there were too many systems in that fucking expansion. But like, kind of like the faction assaults in BFA or the Legion invasions. So it's it's all in the maw. I guess you could call it that. Yeah, I'm not all that excited for it, but also it looks like it might be useful. They're gonna be in the maw, different world events where each Covenant is assaulting an area of the maw. It only happens one at a time, though. And they have a specific place they go that I did not write down because, I mean, it's the maw. Who gives a fuck where in the maw it is? And so the Covenant is assaulting it, and another Covenant is assisting that Covenant.
Yeah,
so it's kind of weird.
So I think it says Kyrian's going to Zoval's Cauldron with the assistance of the Venthyr.
Couldn't tell you where in the maw that is.
That's like that little like flame area, like right outside of Venari's hovel, where you like collect those fire fucking bars.
Oh yeah, where I just about have all my souls collected, and then some asshole runs up and decides he's gonna set me on fire.
Yes, exactly that place.
Dickhead.
So yeah, that's. Let's see, Necrolords got Perdition Hold, the Night Fae have Crucible of the Damned, and the Venthyr get Tromaculum. I'm probably not saying that right, but who gives a fuck?
I think you did say it right. I'm pretty sure that's where, in the intro to the game, that's where Anduin was locked up.
Yeah, it is.
Where Sylvanas was like tickling his balls with a feather or something.
Yeah, that's the area. I think right now there's the quest like where you go and you free the soul cages and whatnot.
I don't really do maw quests at the moment, just because I don't have one of them special fancy mounts. That's actually my goal, is to get one of those before there's no reason to have one, you know, just so I can say I did. And I don't like running everywhere.
I agree. I think not having at least ground mounts in there is stupid. I don't have a mount either, but I don't know. I have like OCD and I kind of like, oh, daily quest, gotta get him done.
Well, here's the thing, is I need the Stygia, because I need to upgrade my conduits.
You need Stygia to do that?
I think so.
I thought Stygia you only needed it for, like, gem slots.
Hell, I don't know. I never actually did it.
Yeah, Stygia's you lose so much when you die, too. It's like...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think the maw is, like, one of the worst things the game could have fucking done.
Perfect example of sounds cool on paper, but in practice, not so much.
It just seems like one of those, like, Blizzard. Like, they just, like, they give you something cool. Like, I don't know if you read in the 9.1 PDR, but they're, like, letting you send, what is it, Soul Ash or something back and forth. And it's, like, cool.
Yep, that's on my list of items to talk about, so let's save that. But, yeah, I know where you're going with that, and I kind of agree, but I'm also the kind of person who has been described as an apologist way more than once. Mainly because I like to like stuff and I hate hating things, if that makes any sense. So if there's something I don't like, I just kind of either accept it and move on and find something else to like, or I don't do that thing. Like, I don't like them all, haven't really done them all.
Yeah, I mean, I think I kind of agree with you. I think Blizzard does a good job of this game. But it's like
we just lost like 3/4 of the internet right there.
I don't know. I think they do a decent job of it. I mean, think about like if they tailored the game to the high end level players, like the game will be impossible to play for us casual players. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's the top 100 players or guilds or whatever. They're not the ones paying your bills. It's the fucking multi-millionaire who plays WoW because it's an escape from his shitty life with his shitty family and shitty kid. And he subs and spends $15 a month, but then he goes in the store and he spends $250 on like gold and mounts and whatnot.
I do not want to know how much money I have spent on this game over the years. I've been playing this game for off and on for about 13 years now. I do not want to know how much I've spent.
I wonder if you can go on like your Blizzard account and find that out.
I don't know if it goes back far enough.
Yeah, right. They did update it. Like they switched it over from like a legacy system, didn't they?
I don't really remember. I can tell you I know not one, but 2 people who didn't start the game until Legion, so they can probably check.
Yeah, I mean, I probably could because I was unsubscribed since Draenor until last March.
Oh, dude, you completely missed Legion?
I missed Legion. I missed Pandaria. Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean last March? You were with us for N'Zoth.
Yeah, but last March is when I reinstalled WoW again. I didn't start doing the heroic rating until it was like May or June. It was right after we did they did the reorganization of the raid group. And I think someone didn't show up. I think DZ didn't show up. They did a melee. They asked me to come, and I played out of my mind, and I kept showing up after that.
Believe it or not, that feeds more into other questions I have as well. I really should have given these notes to you ahead of time, just taken off the notes about the drink. Anyhow, getting back to the news of it. So, the Covenant assaults. They sound like... I mean, honestly, we probably should have expected something like this to come into the game because it's been kind of the pattern lately, hasn't it? There's been the BFA ones and Legion, which you didn't play during. So, I mean, I feel like this is just kind of the natural progression, the way they've been flowing. So basically, a Covenant is assaulting their area, another Covenant's assisting them, and then we gotta go in there, wreck shit. They change twice weekly, similar to the minor assaults in Visions of N'Zoth. So they reset with the server reset in North America, that is Tuesday, and they reset Fridays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. That's 9 p.m. Central is the time I'm in. You unlock these assaults after finishing Chapter 2 of the Chains of Domination questline. Isn't that also when you get flying? I don't remember.
Flying might be tied to something else. I know it's not the last one. I know it's
no.
like,
I know for a fact flying is tied to this campaign. I just don't remember, and I remember it's sort of early in it.
I think it's like 3 or 4, but that brings me to a question. Are we allowed to fly in the Maw or no?
For some reason or another, I kind of understand not flying in the Maw, but we're also not able to fly in Oribos. And that I don't understand. From what I understand, there's some sort of technical limitation. I don't understand how that could be limited by any kind of technical problem, but I'm also not a game developer, so who knows?
You know, it might be tied into the fact. So I don't know if you know this, but when you're flying from Oribos to say another Covenant, you know how you go through that like Milky Way kind of looking thing?
Yeah, the in between.
Yeah, so that's essentially a loading screen.
Is it?
Yeah, so like games nowadays, like instead of having like a physical loading screen, they just have like an interactive screen that you're watching, but in reality, it's just a loading screen. So it might have something to do with that.
See, what I thought that was is because I had heard somewhere that like built into like the map that they build all the models and shit in, that the distance between the zones is long enough that if you were to fly from like Oribos to Revendreth without using the flight point, it would take like 40 minutes. And I thought what we were looking at was like super sped up. Or at least that's what I heard. Now I'm wondering how true that is.
Yeah, I mean, again, that was a rumor I read, but yeah, my understanding is that's a loading screen.
But yeah, we can't fly in Oribos. We can't fly in the Maw. And I'm okay with that. Because I get to a point when we can fly in an expansion that I kind of miss ground mounts. Not like necessarily that I don't want to fly, but that I want to be able to use my ground mount as well. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with no flying in the first patch. I think you should have a ground mount. You should get out there and see like the work these developers put in. But are they actually, speaking of that ground mount, are they gonna let us mount in the mall now without having the
right
thing yet? Are they gonna allow us?
Yeah, I think I reported on that at some point in the show. I don't know. I really phoned in WoW News the first episode, so that might have been a second episode thing.
Yeah, I thought you said it was like a rumor, but I wasn't sure if it was like verbatim truth.
I'm pretty sure it's true. I read it on Wowhead. I keep pulling us away from this Covenant Assault thing. So one last thing about it is, okay, rewards you get from it. Wowhead had numbers, but frankly, it's PTR, so I'm not going to quote numbers because they can change. You get rep with Death's Advance. That is a new faction in 9.1 that I think is made up of like a mixture of Death Knights and fuck it, I'm gonna spoil it. The Primus, because he shows up. As if there's anybody who plays this game who doesn't already think that the Rune Carver is the Primus. Come on. And if I legitimately just spoiled that for you, I'm sorry, but it's like the softest spoiler in the world because it's just, we've been beaten over the head with it from day one. Anyhow, so you get Death's Advance rep. You get rep with the Covenant that's assaulting that area. You get a smaller amount of rep with the Covenant that's assisting the assault. And you get a war chest that, at the moment, has 200 Stygia, 50 Soul Cinders, and a chance at having Maw-touched gear equivalent to your best available World Quest item level, which probably isn't all that great. So that's really nothing to write home about unless you want the Soul Cinders and the Stygia and the rep, but it's also not that negligible, because the Soul Cinders you use to upgrade your legendaries. And, you know, this sounds like the kind of thing that's not going to be mandatory to keep playing, but it's totally there. You know?
It sounds like a chore to me.
I mean, it sure sounds like a chore, but I don't think it sounds mandatory. Except maybe the Soul Cinders. That might be early on, that might be a thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. It just give us something like cool about it. Like increase the eye level or make the, I don't know, make the rewards worth doing something. Make like, maybe you could drop a currency where you could buy like appearances and mounts and unlock followers or something.
Funny
like
you should ask. Because data mined are 2 mounts that possibly drop when the Necrolords are assaulting an area. You can get a recolored Darkhound, so it's basically the mounts we already have, but a different color. And when it's the Night Fae, you can get a Gorm in a different color. I don't like the Gorms. I think they're weird, but it's a mount. They don't have anything on there about the other Covenants, but I'd be a little surprised if this thing goes live with only 2 of the 4 Covenants having assault mounts. So I think that's early/mid-level information, and we're just waiting for the rest of it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll have people crying on Reddit. Oh my god, I'm Revendreth. I didn't get another bat.
I mean, people are always going to whine. Sometimes it's less justified than other times. Other times it's, what the fuck, I'm on floor 6 and the terror group came up and I didn't get anything for the last hour and a half I put in. And I fucking hate that shit. I fucking hate having an hour of my life sucked away like that and getting nothing for it.
Yeah, I actually do. How are we going to talk about the changes they're making to Torghast?
I talked about that last week, so feel free.
Yeah, I think I was reading that, what was it? It was, they're gonna have, like, it's gonna be like a Mythic Plus, like, rating now for it.
It's like a score system kind of deal.
Yeah, a score system, and I think that, I was also reading they released in the PTR what we need to upgrade our legendaries. I think it's after 1 week you could upgrade to rank 5, and then you need 4 weeks to go to rank 6 from there, which is kind of a time drag. Was it that bad when we first got Shadowlands?
I don't honestly remember. And you know, all these systems that come in that at first feel like a fucking hiking up a hill that I don't want to hike up, I tend not to remember the shitty parts after the fact. Like, well, sometimes I do. Like those first few runs through the visions in the N'Zoth patch just fucking kill me. Those are awful. But
you didn't like those? I thought Visions was pretty cool.
Oh, I did like them once I was able to actually do good shit in them. And honestly, I liked, okay, going off track here, but I strongly preferred the Orgrimmar vision over the Stormwind one. I just feel like the city is better laid out for it. Maybe that's just me.
I definitely agree. I preferred Orgrimmar just because I thought Thrall was a much easier boss than Illyria.
Oh
Illyria
my god,
was amazing.
That was such a pain in the ass, and doing that as a warlock when you need to cast and she's filling the room up with blue shit, god.
You know that you can, I didn't find this out until like, it was like July, but you could actually kick the bombs she throws at you away. I didn't know that.
I did know that, and I also, like, found it easier to just kind of yeet myself away, because, like, clear the bombs, and then what? She throws more blue shit on the ground, or I gotta get behind a pillar, or just constant movement. It was a pain in the dick. Not that the Thrall fight didn't have movement, but it was easier to manage. Like, I felt like it was way more predictable, because he did the donut thing, right?
Like, you did the donut attack, and, like, one of them you had to be outside, one of them you had to be inside. I will say, though, Orgrimmar, I think that out of, like, the 4 or 5 mini-boss, I forget how many it was, but I thought Rexxar was the hardest mini-boss.
Yeah, like, unless you can get in there and burst his shit down super fast, he'd get overwhelming real quick.
Yeah.
Because he just kept calling, more animals to eat your face. And he was pissed off that you killed his bear, I think. Because I know you kill his bear when you first enter the zone.
Bear is like his best friend from the books.
Yeah, I fucking love Rexxar. He's a great character. Anyway, getting off track here, let's get through the rest of the news. So there has been data mined a really cool looking transmog sword called the Devouring Cold. And if you recognize half that name, you know where I'm going. It is modeled after the original sword Hungering Cold that dropped from the OG Kel'Thuzad way back in Vanilla Nax. Naxxramas is not around anymore, unless you play Classic. And this sword was actually used in South Park as the Sword of 1,000 Truths. So there's a lot of history behind that sword. A lot of history on that sword. And no stats on it, so it looks like it is an entirely cosmetic drop. They don't know from where, but possibly a boss in Sanctum of Domination. And since Kel'Thuzad is a boss in Sanctum of Domination, that would only make sense. You know?
What is this, the third time we're killing Kel'Thuzad?
I'm starting to think he just likes getting hit. Kel'Thuzad, man, you need therapy.
Father was an abusive, father, I guess. He just got the shit beat out of him. He loves it. But
I'm starting to think he became a lich specifically so he can die and go to his phylactery and come back so he can just keep getting punished. And like, if halfway through the fight he's laying on the ground and he looks up at me and goes, "Oh yeah, now pour wax on me," I'll be like, and then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Now spit on me and tell me I'm garbage." Then we'll know what Kel'Thuzad's really up to, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, 5 years, they just recycle them. Like, fuck, we need a boss, Kel'Thuzad.
Kel'Thuzad in a gimp suit. Patch 10.0, Kel'Thuzad in a gimp suit.
And then they could do, like, patch fit, like, I don't know, 10 years from now when our kids are fucking playing. Or, well, if we have kids at that point. We could have, like, a fucking human form of Kel'Thuzad. I don't know, Kel'Thuzad. That'd be fucking cool.
I think we need to be done with Kel'Thuzad. I think we need to grind him up into anima and be done with him. Because there's only so long you can draw a character out. And I mean, we've already got other characters that are being extended long after we expected them to. Like, for example, I'm happy to see him in the game. I'm glad he's there. Alexandros Mograine. Nobody ever expected to see that motherfucker after original Nax. Or was he in Wrath Nax?
Who was Wrath? Wait, Mograine?
Mograine, not Darian Mograine with the Ebon Blade. Alexandros Mograine. In the Necrolord Sanctum.
Yeah. I think... Wasn't there... No, I think it was Wrath, because remember there was like a whole quest line in, I think, Eastern Plague Lands? I think where you... or what's his face? Fordring comes out and he unites the Silver Hand and the other one, the other paladin. And Mograine dies in that fight, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, no. Darian Mograine was in that fight, but he was a Death Knight at that point, and there's like this weird little vision that shows up of Darian reuniting with his father or some shit. I don't remember. I haven't played through the original Death Knight questline in a long time. I don't know if it's even still in the game, now I think about it. I would imagine it would be. Because it's a very good story. I don't see them removing that. Guess I'll have to find out.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird how to do the story. Like, I feel it's so, like, disconnected. Like, you can go, like, back in time and do all the stuff with, like, Sylvanas when she was good, and then, like, all of a sudden, like, the next second, she's, like, mass murdering Night Elves.
And, like, at least they finally... We're going wildly off the rails here, but that's okay, because the show's first purpose is to entertain, not inform. If you're here for information, I'm sorry, but I'm probably giving you wrong information. Anyway, at least they finally made it so, like, all those different timelines kind of make sense, because we now have Chromie time, like, to be like, oh yeah, I'm one of those dragons that travels through time. Here, go fuck around in the past. I don't give a shit. And then you're like, can I at least have a soda for the road? And she looks at you and just glares at you. What the fuck? I'm letting you time travel and you're asking for more? Fuck off.
I think Chromie thought it was one of the best things. It used to be so fucking dumb. You would go to Hellfire Peninsula for 10 levels, and then you fucking go off to Borean Tundra or whatever the hell it's called. Like, it's stupid. Like, I like that. Okay. Like, my mage right now, I've been playing. I pick Warlords of Draenor because, in my opinion, it's the best leveling expansion.
Ooh, hot take. Continue.
Yeah. Well, I mean... I don't want to go off topic again. But yeah, I like that I can go through, play the whole story. Like, I hate hopping from zone because you spend so much time, like, traveling and taking fucking boats and shit. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I like to go Legion, especially when it's a class I haven't played before, so, like, I can work on the class campaign and get the titles.
Yeah, I do like the class campaign.
Sword of a Thousand Truths look-alike. The Hungering Cold, now Devouring Cold, possibly a Kel'Thuzad drop in Sanctum of Domination. Purely transmog. I almost said transmetic. What is transmetic? Purely cosmetic.
A medic who's trans?
Now, do you do a lot of PvP at all? I know you sometimes do, but...
I don't do a lot. I actually just recently started doing it with Star, who's...
oh, cool.
He plays Druid, and yeah, I do a little... I dabble here and there.
That motherfucker is smart. He knows a lot of shit.
I tell him about the fun... I'm like, Star... I don't... Like, he has so much strategy. I'm like, Star, just tell me what buttons to press.
So the reason I ask is because the Vicious War Spider, I don't know if they've done this before, but the cost to get the rank requirement used to be 1,400, and they've lowered that now to 1,000. I don't know a lot about those Vicious saddle mounts. I don't know if this is out of the ordinary or kind of to be expected, but I think it's a little strange to just lower it. Do you have any insight on that? Because I don't.
Yeah, they did lower it. It's live right now. I think really what they just wanted to dangle a carrot and get people playing. You know, like, it's only 1,000 rating now for me to get this mount. Like, it's more accessible for a player base. They're probably just really hurting. I know a lot of people. I think what they say, like 75% of the base is unsubscribed. So I think it's a way to roll people into playing, if you ask me.
I think one good thing they could do to bring more people into the PvP fold, and it would work on me because I've been slowly dipping my toes in, is bring back named arena teams. Like, nothing makes me want to do something more than feeling like I'm part of a team that's working on it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think they should let you make names and whatnot. I also think another thing that would help is solo queue. Like, make a solo queue. You can queue up, you get randomly matched with someone, and you get a rating for that. I think that would really help, because think about it. Like, a lot of people play, you know, some people don't have friends to play with or a guild they're in. Yeah. They don't have a consistent partner. Or they do, and the times don't work out when they want to play.
Yeah, that's kind of why I don't do rated PvP. But also, if you had a solo queue for a rated arena, or even especially in, like, RBGs, the chances that you'd end up with a total ass composition is too high, and then people would be mad that their rating is getting fucked because of something that's beyond their control. So I think there would be a problem to solve in doing that, but I like the idea.
Yeah, I mean, at least when I do the rated battlegrounds, it's 1-3-6, so you have 1 tank, you have 3 healers, and 6 DPS. So I just need to figure something out with, like, I think they would just really need to drill down and, like, determine PvP DPS classes.
Yeah.
Like flag sitter or flag runner. Like, usually the tank's the flag runner, but you get my drift.
Right. You get a guardian flag runner with a feral or a rogue to hang out with them. You're kind of a cannonball.
Yeah, it's actually hilarious to watch.
Anyhow, I'm not real big on the war spider because it's got too many legs. And I'm the kind of guy that if I see a spider, I'm like, oh, hey, spider. No, don't run away. I'm not going to squish you with a Kleenex. But I also don't like them, if that makes sense.
So you're not one of those people that, like, freak the fuck out when you see a spider?
Oh, hell no. No, but I don't want to ride around on one either.
Yeah,
this ain't Faerun. I'm not a drow elf. I don't live in Menzoberranzan, and I don't want to get stepped on by Lolth. Did you get that reference?
Stop.
It's a D&D Forgotten Realms thing. Drizzt Do'Urden, character from that. Anyway, continuing. So, that one was kind of okay. These next couple of things I probably should have talked about when we were talking about the Maw, but fuck it, too late. You alluded to this. There's prepackaged soul ash that you can buy in Torghast, like in an actual run, and you can only buy one at a time. You buy it for 1,500 soul ass. Yep. Another reference to DNR. Sup, guys. And you get 1,300 out of it. So you lose 200, but you can send it to another character. I'm okay with the item existing. Not happy about it being at the end of a Torghast run and that you can only get one. That just seems like a pain in the ass. Like, I'll still do it, but come on.
Fuck it. It's like the wife who has the husband who, he only beats me when he's drunk now. Like, it's so wrong. Okay, I get the tax. I don't mind the tax. If I'm going to package up and send Soul Ash to one of my alts, that's fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Make me only do it. And is it only once a week or once a run?
I think it's once a run. But, I mean, think about this. There's going to be people who are running Like, say you clear all 12 layers in a run and you buy your thing, there are going to be people who do another run to get nothing out of it so they can send another item.
Complete waste of time.
Yeah, I don't agree with this change. That's the most polite way I can put it. Blizzard, I love you. You're amazing. This isn't the way.
It's not, and it seems like the story of this expansion, they seem like they're gonna give you like something like to make your life easier, like valor points, right? And we're thinking like, oh, we're gonna have a vendor, we could pick and choose our. No, you still gotta get the shitty, gotta wait for the shitty drops, and then you gotta rank it up through each rank, and it costs a shit ton of valor. It's just like it's like taking one step back or one step forward and 3 steps back. Yeah. I'd rather that almost not give us that option at all to do that if they're going to make it this difficult.
Yeah, I don't want to. I definitely don't want to shit on the work, but it's also if you're not critical about some things, you end up just letting things that aren't so great get by you. I don't like this. I don't like the Valor iteration. Still gonna play it, and I'm not gonna complain about it, but that doesn't mean I like it. And speaking of decisions I'm not sure about, the awesome Sylvanas bow that drops that hunters get, Wailing Shot, I think it's called, or something, Withering, whatever, like dangling balls, I don't know. You get it from Sylvanas. It's now a legendary, and it kind of felt like it should have been a legendary, but I have concerns about that, because unless they have it so that this doesn't add to the maximum amount of legendaries you can equip, which right now is 1, unless it does not add to that, chances are there's another Lego that's more beneficial to that hunter, and then they get this cool bow from Sylvanas that they don't use because most people in this game are not really told that it's okay to break meta, go off meta. And people end up using whatever they need to use to be quote unquote the best. Now I get it. People who raid like heroic or lower, or like even mythic and not pushing to get cutting edge or anything, you can go off meta, it's fine, you'll still get the job done. But the majority of people are looking at it like, well, if I can get this little bit of increase, why wouldn't I do it? Fortunately, my Horde guild is totally fine with people going off meta, which is great. I love that. But I see this being a problem if you can't have any other Legos on other than the Sylvie bow. I do think it feels like a Lego.
Think about it. So if only hunters are going to get this legendary weapon and they can equip that and say whatever other legendary they use. I don't even know what a hunter uses. That's unfair to other classes. Why does hunter get to use, they're going to have to add in legendary weapons throughout the raid for other classes. And then, like, for example, my class, Rogue, I don't use daggers. The only time I use a dagger is in my offhand. I use, like, swords and shit. So they would need to make... It's not like you could just slap a dagger in there and call it a day.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Are you saying it would be unfair to other classes for hunters to be able to have 2 legendaries and everyone else just has the 1?
Yeah, that's what like, if they allow us to equip both legendaries. I think that's the point I was trying to make was... It's probably going to just be, as you said, alluded to earlier, like a like for like swap, and then chances are, they can't even use the bow because they have another legendary that's better. Or they allow us, because people have been hinting on the forums and Reddit that we're going to be allowed to equip 2 legendaries this patch, and they let us.
I don't think that'll be in this patch. I think Ian Hazakostas actually said that in his interview with Preach, that won't be this patch.
So then, yeah, it'd be silly if the weapons legendary. But like from the data mine photos I've seen, it looks like it's just a purple with a special, like, kind of like the necklace we get from Huntsman now, where you can trick a metal bear to follow you around and do shit for you.
Yeah, it's been upgraded to legendary. I saw on Wowhead today. In the past few days, they did that. I will say though, to answer what you said, it would be unfair to have hunters have 2 Legos and everyone else has 1, but I'd be okay with that, and here's why. Think back to, I don't know, Wrath, and everybody wants to get fucking, Shadowmourne, was that the axe? I don't know, I have it somewhere. And let's ignore for the moment that you had to work hard to get that, collect shit over weeks. Let's just pretend it was a drop, okay? So let's say the axe drops, somebody has it. You're in that same situation where, like, a warrior or a death knight or a paladin or whatever has this wicked awesome 2-handed axe, but no one else in there has a legendary. It's not that far off from having 2 legendaries, everyone else has 1, versus someone has 1 legendary, everyone else has none. You know what I'm getting at? Like, I think that's the point of a legendary, is to kind of stand out like that.
Well, and I agree with you, but you can't, like, they would have to add in legendaries for each class, I feel, to make it fair, because, you know, people are going to cry, or we're going to have an influx of people rolling Hunter, and I think they're getting nerfed pretty significantly.
I mean, there's always something that makes people roll a Flavor of the Month class, and I say that as somebody who's playing a Ret Paladin, and that's totally Flavor of the Month. Not the reason I'm playing it, but it's just, I just think it's one of those things that happens in the game that's gonna happen, and I don't think it would have that bad of an effect. That said, they probably should have made the bow an artifact instead of a legendary.
I didn't play Legion, so I'm not too sure what the artifacts were.
It's a single equip item that it's got like that tan. Well, I mean, you played BFA, so it's like the neck. The neck was an artifact, and it's a little different because it powered weapons. Powered up your armor. Excuse me again. But in Legion, you could insert, like, I think they called them relics, if I remember right, into your artifact and power it up. They could have done that with Sylvanas' bow. Like, maybe have it have, like, 1 or 2 extra conduit slots that you can just slap conduits in there and call it good. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the answer would be to that problem, if it even is a problem, or just keep it purple. Either way, it's cool, and I'm happy for hunters, you know?
It's definitely a cool weapon. I personally won't care, because I have a very low opinion of hunters. Even if they get 2 legendaries, they're not gonna. I don't think, unless like they're a good one, they're not gonna outperform. But I could just see other classes like flipping shit. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is just let them flip shit, because they're gonna about something or other anyway.
But now, if they did it where, say, they have a couple weapons drop this patch, and then next patch, say, like a warrior weapon and a priest weapon drop, I'll be okay with that, as long as each class gets its time to shine, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, I have more stuff to talk about that, but it's all Burning Crusade Classic related. We have gone. I mean, I originally envisioned this as like an hour-long show, and lately it's been coming in around 40 minutes. So we're about at an hour, and I still have other stuff I want to get to. So I'm going to table the BC Classic discussion until next episode. One thing I want to say, though, because it's a little more time sensitive, we have a release date for Burning Crusade Classic. It is coming out June 1st, pre-patch May 18th. Still haven't decided if I'm going to play it or how much I'm going to play it. I think I at least want to go through the portal. That's about as far as I'm thinking. You plan to play it at all, or not really?
I had my fun playing Burning Crusade. If I want to go to level up a character and do Chromie time, it's great memories, BC and Classic. Like, you play with your friends, like you were in college, you didn't have a fucking care in the world, but nobody remembers like how difficult some of these games were. Like, I think just Retail's so much of a better game. And yeah, if I want to get my Burning Crusade fix, I'll just make an alt and hop on Chromie time.
Yeah. See, I started playing in BC, but it was like a month before Sunwell opened, and I never did any raiding until Cataclysm. So I did play then, but I may as well not have. So I might poke my head in there, look around, but I don't think I'll play it very seriously.
Well, I feel you. I mean,
yeah.
BC was a lot of like. Don't get me wrong, it was definitely better than Classic was, but I think the PvP in BC is what people are really excited for. From my understanding, the PvP was super balanced and fun in BC.
Yeah, I might honestly, probably simply because I have this podcast, I might play it so I can have a more broad opinion, because there's been one of my big worries about launching this show, and I've been sitting on launching the show for like a year, was that I don't play Classic, and if there's something that comes up about Classic, I would feel remiss not talking about it, because it's still World of Warcraft. It just, I don't know. Maybe I'll play it, maybe I won't. I have yet to decide.
Broaden your horizons.
So the rest of this BC discussion, I'm going to table till next week. It involves... Anybody who's been following it knows the controversy around it, like involving paying for certain things and having things that weren't in the game. We'll get to it next week. I promise we'll talk about it. Before we close out the show, I had a few questions for you, Bent. I've been playing with you for like a year, and I just realized there's a lot I don't know about you. So, like, how long have you been playing WoW? When did you start playing?
So I originally started in like 2007, 2008. I played Classic and BC. I actually played a Warlock. I quit.
Oh, you played a Classic Warlock? Were you raiding?
Affliction. No, I was garbage. Shit, awful.
Oh, okay. So you didn't have to do the fucking hours of a day of soul shard farming.
Oh, I actually came in right at the end. I used to do Sun Shatter Defensive, I think, in BC when I finally got a max level.
Oh, on the island with the
Keldanos or whatever that hell it was called. But I started then. But I had quit. I would play for a few months and quit until Draenor came. I played Draenor for like the first couple months. I got the Blackrock Foundry. I was playing with a bunch of friends. I played a different game with. And then I just lost interest, and I quit until I got drunk during the pandemic watching Lord of the Rings for the first time and decided I wanted to play WoW again.
I'll be honest with you, I don't remember when you came into the guild. I just, like, it was like a gradual thing for me. Like, I'm playing. Oh, this guy's talking, he's a rogue. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Yeah, I mean, I was really shy about joining Discord at first because I didn't really know what the fuck I was talking about. So, yeah, I mean, it took me a while to come out of my shell, but now I don't shut the fuck up.
That's funny, because that's what you said to me when you volunteered to come on here. You said, I don't know a lot about other classes, and I don't remember what my exact words were, but I was thinking, have you listened to the show? I don't fucking know shit either. It's great.
I mean... I just wanted to set low expectations so I can never disappoint anyone.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Except for my father.
Daddy, can you hear me? Anyway, so you play your rogue. You're really good at your rogue, in my opinion. What other classes have you really... You said something about a mage and a shaman. What have you... how well do you know them, or what other classes have you been working on?
So I don't know a goddamn thing about the mage. I'm kind of just winging it. Shaman, I could play really well. I'm okay at Resto, and I'm pretty good at Elemental. And then I play a warrior, and actually, I would say Arms Warrior is probably my best statistical class. And they're getting huge buffs next expansion.
And that's what I switched to during Tier 1 of this expansion. And fucking... Taser went back to Fury and started kicking my ass. I'm like, all right, well, this is awesome. I'm not great at Warrior, but that's okay. I knew that going in. Honestly, I only switched to Warrior because we needed Rally.
And that's, people sometimes do that. And like that, we're all thankful that you did that. That you volunteered to play a class you didn't want to play.
Yeah, and then we had two rallies
you're going back to Warlock, right? You're going back to Warlock.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, so I volunteered. I told our leaders that, I'll play Rogue, but if you guys really need something, I don't mind re-rolling and playing something else.
Yeah, were you a Rogue from when you started the game, like way back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
So it's Rogue the same character you have now?
Yes. Not the same character, because I've switched servers. But yeah, I played Rogue. When I played on Draenor, I was on Horde on Illidan. and I had a Goblin Rogue, and I just picked Rogue because I knew I wanted to get into end game content, and I knew that I somewhat knew how to play Rogue, so yeah, that's why I picked it, and it's thematically fits in with me. I'm a degenerate alcoholic, so.
Oh god. Horde on Illidan, the Mos Eisley of World of Warcraft.
Oh, dude, that server was something else.
They're very good there. They're very good, but they're also very toxic.
Yeah, well, I come from an FPS background, so I'm used to the toxicity.
Dude, okay, slight tangent, but how weird is it that toxicity in WoW and Overwatch really tilts me, but people being toxic in Call of Duty, I don't give two shits about? How is that? Is the weirdest thing.
Because Call of Duty was always like that. Like, everyone just, like, I don't know what changed in video games the past few years, and maybe it's just a different generation, but, like, I used to play RTCW, ET. I would not stop talking shit from the second the game started to the second the game ended. It was never personal, but it's like, you fucking suck. Nowadays, you say that to someone, and you're toxic, and you get, like, a chat restriction. It's just like a different generation, I think. Like Call of Duty, I used to go to LANs and stuff for COD 4 all the time. I would take my headphones off when I was dead and just talk shit to the other teams so they would get distracted. I think it's just a gaming culture thing.
Yeah. It's weird that I personally don't have a problem with it in Call of Duty, given my chemical soup of a brain. So, a couple more questions for you here.
Yeah, just to add on that real quick, I think it's more because in those games you're getting shit talked by the opponent, and then in WoW it's getting shit talked by people who should be helping you and being your friend, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Although, I was in Modern Warfare recently, to go on another Call of Duty bit, and one of the things I had to do, I was trying to unlock camos for one of the guns, and one of them is you gotta get long shots. Well, I was on one map that had a really long straight look down, and if you throw smoke down that way with a thermal scope on, you can get those shots because they don't see you, they're not shooting at you. Well, one guy on the team didn't like that I was doing that, like on the same team as me, and he got on voice and started cussing me out, and I said, bro, get over it. I was being an asshole about it. I'll freely admit that. But I told him to just get the fuck over it. And then he started standing in front of me so that if I shot him, I would eventually get killed myself for team killing. But the dumbass kept standing in front of me, and I would just stand there and use him as a meat shield, and he'd get shot, and then I'd pop my smoke again. It was funny.
Yeah,
right.
it's different games, man.
Yeah. Bringing it back to WoW. Why don't you want to play Horde, man? What's wrong with Horde?
I don't mind playing Horde. I kind of misspoke before. I was a little nervous. Sorry. I don't want to re-roll Horde just with our guild. With, like, you know, I don't know if you know this, but like a couple of the guys like went on a Horde server and are leveling up alts. And the only reason why is because I have a couple RL friends, and if they're listening to this, I don't think they are, but Bullets in Memphis, not real life friends, but we've been gaming together for almost 14, 15 years now, and I always told them if I ever go Horde again, I would come on Illidan and play with them.
Oh, okay. I honestly might edit that bit out just because if there's thoughts of the guild going Horde, I'm not sure Kel and the others would want that being
that's a different story.
Rumored.
That would be a different story. Our guild is the only reason I'm still playing this game. Like, it's the only time in my life I've enjoyed playing WoW. So 100%, if we all switched to, I would probably just pay to transfer everything over.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm gonna make Horde alts right now, it'd be with my,
that
around
sense.
my friend.
Okay, so I don't need to edit that out, because I thought you were saying that they were talking about switching to Horde, and I don't think that's the case. So, nothing to edit. Just rock on. I'm just dumb.
Yeah, they're just, yeah.
And last but not least, what is your absolute favorite type of content in the game to consume, and how come?
Hands down, it's Mythic Plus.
Mythic Plus, really?
Like, raids are fun. Like, raids are my second favorite. PvP is starting to grow on me, but so like in raids, like I feel like it's more important that you do mechanics than you do like putting out big numbers. And I love Mythic Plus because it kind of combinate. Like, you can't be a slouch DPSing, but you also can't just like, do my rotation, don't do mechanic. Like, you actually have to like do mechanics, but still do the good DPS. I just find it more challenging. I'm also very competitive, and I like the timer factor. I know that bothers a lot of people and gives them anxiety, but yeah, I would say Mythic Plus.
You're competitive. You don't say. I'm having flashbacks to Sludge Fist when we were getting frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'd be the worst guild leader, because I have very high expectations, and sometimes it comes out, and I gotta remember that not everyone is as hard as themselves as I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a great game. Great fun to play.
What's your favorite content?
I would say raiding, honestly, because I probably would be in the same boat with, like, not Mythic Plus, but Dungeons, except that there's this weird kind of... It's the same thing I get where if there's a gathering and people are like, hey, do you want to ride? And I'd prefer to drive myself so I can leave whenever I feel like. If I'm going into dungeons and I leave halfway through the dungeon, or even, God forbid, a Mythic Plus, I'm a giant asshole for doing that. More so in Mythic Plus because they can't replace you. And I just feel like I'm tied to the game, even though technically I am in raiding, but that's time I set aside special. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. It's weird.
No, it does. You like the yeah, it makes sense to me.
Like, I like to have the option of getting bored and stopping.
Yeah, no doubt. Because then if you leave a raid, especially if you're a tank or hero, you could screw over like 15, 20 people.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna have to have you on some other time as well, because I want to know all this problem you have with Malfurion, but we are out of time.
Oh boy,
that's gonna have to wait till another day.
That might be a trilogy saga, like the books, The Shattering.
Yeah, man.
I can go on for days about that guy.
I'm definitely gonna have you on again another time to talk about that, find out why you think Malfurion's wiener is so little. But thanks for being on here, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to this podcast taking off. Yeah, and I hope I didn't fuck up too bad. I hope I don't get you canceled with something.
Oh, you didn't get canceled. I'm not part of any network. Doing all this shit on my own.
All you have to do one day when you're big and famous, you'll have some like 12-year-old going through your old episodes. Oh my god, this guy said this!
Well, you know, funny story about that. I've been listening to Preach Gaming, his old drama times that they recently put on Spotify. Go check it out. It's a good time. But he used to drop the R word a lot in like 2012, 2013. You know, as not that it's okay to, but I mean, we kind of all did way back then, you know? And if he did that now, he'd have people all over him like, you can't do that, you can't do that. So like, time has a way of contextualizing things.
It's another story for another day. Yes, the word is offensive, but it's also context. Like, he's not... never mind. Too much to talk to. But yeah, thank you for letting me have you come on.
Yeah, I actually had a lot of fun having you on, and you definitely helped me pull this content longer than 40 minutes, so that's great. That's awesome. Looking forward to having you on the next time. We are at, right now, 1 hour and 13 minutes, but that is not including all the various pauses. So we'll see. Okay. We'll see what the final product is. Anyway, to those of you out there, just to reiterate, come join the Discord. You can find the link in the Twitter for the show, @ThrallsBallsPod. You can find the Discord link in the show notes. As I said, the Twitter for the show, please go follow it, is @ThrallsBallsPod. You can follow me on Twitter, @Wooly08, 2 O's, 2 L's. Bent, do you have any socials you want to plug, or nah?
No, I really don't. I do have a Twitch, twitch.tv/TupacNTC, not spelled with TU, spelled with a 2. Once in a while, I do stream. I'm trying to get a second monitor and webcam set up so I can interact more when I play. Nope. But yeah, When I get that going, I'll pass along that information. And if any of you idiots want to watch me rage at people in League of Legends and Mythic Plus, let me know. You can check me out.
Fuck yeah. All right, well, thanks for listening, everybody, and we will see you next time, unless you have good judgment.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.